Hey everybody! So, I'm going to react to a slightly different video this time. I felt kind of, what's the word? Not encouraged. I felt inspired to react to it because I got sick, right? So, let's just get straight into this. I'm gonna actually speed him up because he is just really slow in this video. I understand it, but I'm gonna disagree with him on several things. Here we go. Let's just get right into this. Did I just exit that? Okay, here we go.
Oh, hey everyone. So, I'm coming out of what was, for sure, the worst week of my life. And the reason it was so bad was because I was so sick. I had a sore throat, and for those of you who get sore throats, you know that they really suck. I couldn't eat. That was probably the worst part. I couldn't eat, couldn't swallow anything. I felt like my brain wasn't working. I mean, there have been times where I've been sick in the past 6 months when I've had my channel and I made videos, but this was just a different level, and I felt like I couldn't do anything at all. Like, my brain wasn't working. I couldn't think about content to produce. I couldn't think quick enough to talk.
Now, I had something similar hit me, right? I didn't have the brain fog like he did, but I had some... I did struggle a little bit with coming up with sentences, like forming proper sentences and things like that. I really did struggle with that. I mean, that's already a challenge for me as it is, because I've just always had, you know, I'm a bit slower at some things, just naturally, I guess. Because I've been on this way of eating for 3 to 4 years and it hasn't fully improved, but yeah. But this was a whole other level. Like, I would kind of get distracted a little easier. Like, I'd be more, you'd hear me say, what was I going to say? A lot more. I was a bit slower with forming one string of words together to add on to a sentence. So, like, I'd pause mid-sentence and then just, like, you know, I wouldn't really space out, but it's just like, I was just slower.
And even talking hurt too much. So it was absolutely miserable. I haven't taken a break from YouTube because Bart K made his video. That has nothing to do with it. In fact, it actually makes this pretty unfortunate timing because I would have liked to respond, and I will respond. Unless he wants to have an actual conversation with me, which is preferable, but we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah, I really would have liked to make videos, but I couldn't do it. I told myself I was going to post every day, but I literally couldn't. I couldn't post this past week. Gosh. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what the sickness was and what it means, in my opinion. I just stepped on something. Okay, yeah. So, I'm usually around 170 pounds. I'm 5'10 and a half or 5'11, one of those two. Usually around 170. And I got up to 188 pounds. You wouldn't have known. Maybe you would have guessed I put on like 5 pounds. I was just very strong. I was very well built. I just had gained weight, but you wouldn't have known it. So I was 188. I had never been that heavy in my life, but I felt very good. I felt like that was a weight that I was supposed to be at. Sorry. What happened was, in my opinion, I got sick because I was so fat. Now, I wasn't actually that fat.
I don't know if I can get behind that. No, you got sick, buddy, because it happens. It happens. Illnesses are floating around, okay? And immune systems, yes, the immune system is a thing, because if it wasn't, An imbalance of things in the body would result in us dying, right? And the body tries to rebalance everything, right? It's not just the liver and kidneys that do all the detoxing. It's not just liver and kidneys. There's way more to it. Way more to it. I'm very sure of that. Otherwise, we'd just be peeing and pooping whenever we need a detox, right? But sometimes there's mucus production. Sometimes there's, extra sweating, like fever. Do the liver and kidneys do that? Ramp up your temperature? Like, how? I don't think so. Maybe the brain sends signals out, but that would be the brain then, wouldn't it? Anyway, my point is the immune system realized you ingested something, maybe you breathed something in when you were walking around, and too, Joey, that people who get the jab, they are sicker, right? And the sicker you are, the more likely you are to transmit something to somebody else. And the more overweight you are as well. And there are people walking around that are much heavier than what their natural body weight should be. Like, you should not, be walking around, say, for example, thinking that being 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight is healthy, right? Like, you shouldn't be thinking that's healthy to be that big. And you probably got exposed to the virus that this person had because they're really, really overweight. They probably had the jab. And they got sick as a result of that and being overweight. You got it from that. Or it was just somewhere in the environment. And it just happens, Joey. It's a part of life. It's what happens. Okay? You're not invincible here. No one is. You're not just out of the blue detoxing that deeply. This is not what a detox feels like. If you start to, because you know what a cold feels like. You know what a cold feels like. I know what a cold is like too. That's what I had in September. That's what I had. I had a cold. You sound like you had what I had. And guess what? My mom had it before me. My brother also caught it. So guess what? The immune system is a thing. Transmission is a thing. Checkmate.
I got sick because my body finally had enough body fat to handle a severe detox. Now, this is something else I've been learning a lot about recently.
No, you're sensitive to sugars. And I'll get into what I mean by that, because I saw this video before.
The idea that we don't get sick from some sort of germ or virus coming into our body and being viewed as a foreign invader, and our body doing whatever it can to remove the virus or whatever, right? I don't buy germ theory anymore. I think we get sick because our bodies need to remove toxins. And
have you completely forgotten about stress response? Stress, okay? There's stresses too. The stress lowers your ability to do anything. Yeah, maybe you might want to think a little harder on that too. But I'm still buying germ theory, at least in a way, because I think that the higher amount of sugars you eat, the more likely you are to react to foreign invaders. I think the less carbs and sugar and the more natural of a diet you try to eat, the less likely you are to get severely sick. But it's not impossible. You can still get pretty sick. Like, I got really sick. I'm only just now regaining my lung capacity, but I have to sit. Like, I can't move around quickly yet. I don't think I'm at that point yet.
And to properly expunge toxins, you need bacteria to bind to the toxins and move them through the body. So to put on 18 pounds, what I did was drink a ton of raw cream, like a pint a day.
There you go. You know what a pint of raw cream has? Sugar. Sugar. Yep.
A pint of raw cream a day. And I also ate a lot of raw meat, and raw milk. So I was getting very, very big.
You know what else raw milk has? Carbs.
I'm sorry, my brain's still working a bit slow. But yeah, so I did get very big eating this way. And it was all intentional. I was eating as much as I could, just throughout the day. And so I don't think I got sick because I caught some sort of virus. I think I got sick because my body was finally ready and able to detox. That was the healthiest I've ever been at 188 pounds. It was the most ready for detox I've ever been. And now I've lost maybe...
Is this the same excuse the vegans use? That energy I felt was really, really good, and I was so healthy that my body was just finally ready to detox everything out. Now I feel miserable, but it's just my body detox. Is this the same logic the vegans use? That probably sounded weird, but I just hit the table and the mic, yeah.
Maybe 13 pounds or something in a few days.
Losing 13 pounds in a day, or in the past few days, you probably lost a bunch of fluid, Joey. You had a lot of fluid buildup as well. Because, hello, cream, milk, duh. I can't do cream and milk. I'm surprised I can even do yogurt at all.
Like, I just feel so bad right now. But yeah, I was ready to detox. My body was strong enough. And so it really just gave me the hardest detox it possibly could. I mean, I was spitting so much mucus. I couldn't sleep. I'm pretty tired right now. And I've been tired for the last week because I haven't been able to sleep. Because through the night, I'm constantly spitting mucus. And there have been times where I've been spitting saliva as well, just because my sore throat hurts so much. But I think the real toxins are excreted through the mucus, and maybe the saliva is a bit less necessary to spit out constantly, but I don't know. I think my issue is heavy metals in the brain, and I've had people tell me this before.
My lord. I got rid of lead. The only problems I had for like 6 months was stomach issues and nerve, like tingling in my hands and stuff, and nausea. That just gradually went away. I didn't get super duper sick.
I've spoken with different people who I really respect, and they say, yeah, Joey, it's heavy metals in the brain. One second. I'll do a whole video on detox because it deserves a video on how to remove toxins from the body. It goes beyond diet. A regular carnivore diet won't really be good at it because you
Then how am I getting a little better each day?
don't get enough bacteria, which is going to bind to toxins. The cooked foods aren't great for detox. A lot of people go carnivore and they say, well, this is amazing. I don't get sick. I haven't gotten sick in 5 years or whatever.
I will admit I have been getting sick a lot more. But guess what? It's bound to happen.
The problem is, if you've lived a normal life where you've been exposed to bad air, you've eaten bad food, you've eaten seed oils, you've had microplastics in your system, you've had, shots, right? You have things to get rid of. So if you're not getting sick, that's a problem. You need to be getting sick to get rid of these toxins. There aren't really other ways.
I can get behind that, but you don't need to do what he's doing.
ways for our body to do it. Sickness is the best way. And so I don't think that's a flex. I don't think that's something you should be proud of. If you're not getting sick anymore, there's no issue with sickness. It's just a detox. And that's what I've learned.
Yeah, but if there's no other explanation as to why, then all of a sudden, boom, like, that's not how it happens. It's not.
So this past week, I haven't done much, really. I've really just laid in bed, spat out mucus, watched informative videos. I had 2 interviews with Sally Norton and with Leah Keith, who wrote a book exposing veganism. They're actually 2 pretty important interviews, and I did my best with them, but I wasn't totally on. I really did try, though. I couldn't reschedule them. Whenever I go outside, though, it's just much better. It's way better than being inside, and the fresh air is just great. But I'm excited to come out of this healthier and to come out of this slump cleaner. Less toxins in my brain, hopefully. You know, some people are going to criticize the way I've just described sickness because they want to believe that it's something that you just get from someone else, and that there's all this pathological bacteria and...
Okay. If it's not, explain how I got sick 4 days after my mom did. I didn't gain a whole bunch of weight either to get that sick. Okay? Explain that, please.
Virus is going to kill us and nature's against us. I like my view because it's way more scientific, number one. Like, viruses aren't even...
I like my view... Translation. I like my view because I'm a narcissist and I have to spout my view, and if you don't believe it, well, you're stupid, so go away. Or, like, I don't know, agree with me?
Even alive. And I also like my view, in addition to the scientific soundness of it, it's desirable. Because if we look at sickness as something that is done by the body to heal itself, we can actually be confident in our body. We can trust what goes on in the world. We can trust what happens with us. When I say we can trust what goes on in the world, I mean we can trust what we see, what people exhibit to be a function of their body trying to heal itself. We can, what am I trying to say here? We can trust, right? We can...
I feel bad for your subscribers right now who are falling for this bullcrap. I'm sorry, but I can't. I respected you so much in the beginning, and then you went all Sveria on me. I lost all respect. I mean... Anyway.
Be comfortable with understanding that we're not against ourselves. We are not against ourselves. My body is not against me. My body is not filled with this stuff from the outside world that, you know, it's sucked in, right? Like, it's sucked in a virus from one of my friends, and now I'm sick. No. My body is on my side, trying to make me better.
Yeah, well, your body... It's the way your body responded to that virus. Like... You're sick because your body was exposed to something, right? And it wants to get rid of it. That much is true. But oh my gosh, my brain hurts. The brain fog itself is gone now, you guys, but this is insane. Like, I literally, I don't know what to say. It's like, why would you, like, if you were around somebody who was sick, why all of a sudden would you end up getting sick? Like, let's say they coughed on you and you didn't really realize because they weren't in your face, but maybe they coughed and it got on your clothing, right? Then let's say you have an itch and scratch that area that they coughed on, and then you get something, like, then you get hair on your face, wipe your hair out of your face, and then, like, sniffle or whatever, right? That's a good way to get exposed to it, right? Like, you could get sick from that. But your body is on your side because it's trying to get rid of it. But sometimes it has to go through really intensive processes to get rid of it because you're not, you were exposed to something that's not natural. Or at least not in the amount that your body's used to. And so your body has to create antibodies to get rid of it. Because if somebody gets sick with the exact same thing 3 months later, or even 2 months later, especially 2 months later, you're not going to get sick, right? That's the only explanation. Come on.
And that's the key. What germ theory is able to do is divorce us from our own bodies, essentially. Divorce us from our own sense of well-being.
Now, I'm not denying we have bacteria in our bodies all the time. It's just when you throw things off, everything, like... This is ridiculous. Explain infections from when you scratch yourself and then get dirt in the wound. Explain infection, please.
I leave to Spain in about a week. I'm really excited for that, but also a bit nervous. So, start college soon as well in an online school. So, we'll see what happens with all that.
Oh, online schooling, huh? I thought you were against the internet and computers and radiation.
Till then, I just hope to get better. Being sick sucks, but it's necessary, and given
Yeah, it is.
the amount of damage I've done to my body throughout my life and my subpar detoxing capabilities, I'm ready to heal, and this is fine.
I'm ready to heal as well. I am. I hate running out of breath just from walking around. I get it.
Being sick is fine. Alright, everyone, that's it. Just wanted to check in with you, explain what's happening. More videos soon.
Well. There are some things I can get behind, like you drink a bunch of poison. Okay, you're gonna get sick from that, yes. But there's other more unexplanatory reasons for getting sick. Sorry, I'm in another... I'm in the OBS. But there are other reasons for getting sick. This is an actual reason for getting sick. The germ theory is the only other explanation. You don't just get sick randomly. It doesn't work like that. You don't. From detox. It's not... Detox... Usually when you're detoxing, heavy metals, maybe you might get a little bit stomach upset. Like taking in too much copper or something like that, right? Or inorganic copper, that is. You get sick, you get vomiting and stuff. Same with high iron. You get hard black stool. You get just... I'm sorry I'm being so descriptive, but that's how you detox heavy metals typically, is through your... Maybe you have to puke. Maybe you do get a little bit of a cold, but you're not gonna get a cold 6 months later from detoxing metals. What? I can't get behind this, Joey. You're just... I don't get it. Anyways, I'm gonna upload this. Try and see if I can get my endurance back up, and I'll do what I can. I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oops.